The action. Alrighty, welcome everybody to round one. We got jolterz at the bottom of your screen. We've got jez2718 up at the top. Looking at a starting hand from jolterz here at the bottom of your screen. It's got some tools. That's fine.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think I would be happy with that hand. I think for jolterz, I'm a little surprised about Jez's hand, but maybe it's fine. It
Yeah.
looks a little slow, but it does have the piece of removal. So
Jolterz's hand would have looked a lot better if that Stairs Tower still cost 4 pre-nerf.
yeah, that's true. Very true.
But it does look pretty good here. And that Deathwing, I think, was a good draw for them as well. Really kind of ties that hand together. 2-drop to 5-drop. You want to find something in the middle. Defile from Jez is going to take out that Stone Hammer, but that's okay. This will be an interesting matchup to see. Jez is probably fine with 1-for-1 removal for a little while. But jolterz is going to have some additional value in Stairs Tower and some warp, as you can see here. Cataxius on the top. Not going to be able to warp it, of course, because spent the turn playing the Deathwing. But that's okay.
Yeah, I'm not even sure they worry too much about uh, muck.
Yeah.
I think.
That next Molten nice draw as well. Yeah, maybe you just ignore Muck. I mean, it'll hit hard, but
I mean, I guess you take one with Flash Eye, I suppose, since. Well, I don't know. Now that you got a Doom on board, right?
that changes things a little bit. Yeah. So Molten Wing and Flash Fry or Lord Stairs Tower. That was nice to hit that 5th power undepleted because now jolterz can be efficient with either of those plays.
Yeah, I think attacking into Doom is fine, especially it has deadly, so you're not really losing out on much. I don't think.
Okay, I'm going to follow up with the tower. We'll see what. And they just go with the. Let's go with the Lord Stairs beckoning here, just getting a pair of 1/1s.
Wonder if they just sacrifice the. Oh, okay, well, I guess they're going to do that anyway. Like, I sort of wonder, would jolterz have even blocked to save the tower?
All right, that's going to put Jez down to 21, still at a high life total. But Jez has that impending doom, and jolterz really just has the Deathwings to get through it. I guess with that Flash Fry, jolterz can make suicide attacks in as well.
I guess you can hope for a heavy artillery at some point.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's
Yeah, and I think you were right. These attacks with the Molder, I mean, Moldermuck has been an incredibly powerful card since its release, but I think you're right that jolterz, for the most part, can just ignore these mucks. Like, they're not going to do enough damage to threaten jolterz's life total at all.
Yeah, and I mean, eventually they're just gonna go away or
Yeah.
get to a point where they can't attack anymore anyway. So
Yeah, it's funny. It's almost like you normally need to deal with the muck right away, but it's interesting in this scenario. I'm not sure what else Jez has to, have some synergies and take advantage of those extra bodies on board. But as it sits right now, yeah, jolterz is just like, all right, I'm just not going to block. I'll just take those hits, and your mucks are eventually going to get so small that they don't do anything. Ooh, warped watchwing support. That's interesting. Here you go. So watchwing support. If you're not familiar with this card, that is a 2-cost relic. When you play an attachment, the top unit or weapon of your relic gets +2/+2, and that does include itself. So that already hit +2/+2, and then it also has Valkyrie Warp, which you just saw warped add 2 random justice cards to your market. Adding it to the market's not that important. It's more of being able to just cast it from the top and essentially kind of partially draw a card. I don't even know if
Yeah,
jolterz has any way to go to the market.
yeah, I don't think so. And also, I mean, I just don't know that I've ever seen anyone use the market ability off of
No.
that, like to any sort of gain. So
Yeah, if anything, it's just sort of like bonus free upside. All right, Crown Watch Tactic on the Molten Wings, going to make that a 6/6. Jolterz attacking in here. Kind of an aggressive attack here. Going to give a free block, but I guess Jolterz is fine just trading a 1/1 for a little bit of damage pushed through. But that Impending Doom does have Deadly. Are you surprised at all that Jez didn't trade the Impending Doom for the Molten Wing? I guess that's just temporary, right? The
yeah,
Crown Watch tactic. So next turn, yeah, that makes sense. You don't want to throw away the Impending Doom if that Molten Wing is going to be small next turn anyway.
yeah. I mean, yeah, you're probably right. But you know, now they're down to 10,
Yeah.
and they have Moon on them, and that's just a clock.
Yep. Sure it is.
Let's see. Does Jez have? Jez does have 4 copies of Rune of Illusion, so they would be able to get some lifesteal, and they do have one in hand. So, but Jolter's is sort of out of gas at this point.
Yeah. Of gas, but that is one thing that the Valkyrie deck does well. Is and you got a lot of threats, and especially when you can warp them, you can get some bonus off of it.
And whatever the top unit is going to be +2/+2. That is also a consideration.
Right, exactly. I mean, both these players are sort of in an interesting spot where they can't really they played out their hands. There's not really much left for them to do. Vinegrafter can go to the market. The options are Blackout the Skies, Combust, Reappropriator, a Rock Razor Shaper, and D'Angelo Might.
I mean, might help. Boy, did you hear what I just did?
Gonna
Okay, so they
sack the
did.
moon using lobotomy to take care of the Deathwing. That gets rid of the deadly attacker. Oh, you called it. Look at this warp value. Woo!
Ugh, that is sweet. So 7/3. I mean, I guess that does take care of Moon. So
Here you go. 7/3 weapon, overwhelm warp, plus the molten wing can use the trigger to take care of the impending doom. Well, at least put it to 1, and then the flash right can finish it off if needed. I'm actually gonna put the weapon. Oh, I'm sorry. The Cataxis. I was like, why did this Cataxis get buffed? It gives the abilities. Cataxis ability picks up the abilities, so it gets Overwhelm and Warp as well. And then because the Overwhelm on the artillery can just swing and hit through, and that's gonna be 6 damage. I'm gonna put Jez down to 2,
do.
so Jez survives, but I'm not sure there's anything in Jez's deck that can keep them alive this next turn.
I mean, yeah, I don't think so. Not when you have 3 flyers. You have no relics to sacrifice.
Yeah, not much. Vinegrafter, so Blackout the Skies. You don't have enough power to use Blackout the Skies. 2 different lethal flyers. You can't play Vinegrafter, go to the market, and amplify
Right.
Blackout the Skies, so that's not going to do it. You have no relic for lobotomy.
Yeah, it's just
Yep.
GG's.
Yeah, GG's indeed. Well played, Jolterz, taking that one. Let's head back to take a look at this deck list here once again for Jolterz. I mean, it's clean. It's simple and sweet. I mean, you've got powerful
Yeah.
cards. They've got synergies. You put them together. I mean, yeah,
I mean,
it's that
it's
easy.
proven. It's proven to do stuff. I
Yeah,
mean, it's like you said, it's won tournaments. I mean, granted, we haven't seen it much in the last couple months, really, I would say, but it still does things.
Now, is Sandstorm Titan powerful enough to make a threat against this deck, or is Sandstorm Titan too 2018 to put up a threat against this type of deck? The units have just gotten so much more valuable over the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has been so focused on Xenon and Diamond that I've seen that, you know, anything that you can just, if you can deal with the Sandstorm Titan and fly over their, their units, I think, you could be in a good state. So, I think that's why you have Pillage in this deck, right? Pillage does deal 3 damage to an enemy. It does double damage to units with endurance and lifesteal. So I mean, there's at least one way to deal with the Sandstorm Titan. And Oni Hybrid, right? That just gets units back. So I'm sorry, gets weapons back. So that is actually, that's a cool thing to do in this deck, especially with heavy artillery as big as that one was in the previous game.
All right, our players are set for their game 2. Remember, these are best of 3 for the whole night. So we've got 5 rounds of Swiss at best of 3, followed by a cut to top 8. And the winner tonight not only gets that free invite to the September Invitational there, the Summer Invitational, but also receives $20 cash, courtesy of the Misplay podcast. So thank you to the Misplay for helping to sponsor the prize pool. If anyone else wants to donate, you can donate to the prize pool at paypal.me/Tuesday Night Eternal, so we can help give a little nice prize support for the Invitational to these players. So thank you, the Misplay, for helping to sponsor that. Quick fire out of the gates for jez2718 on the play. League Explorer. We saw this doing work in Throne as well. 2-2 for 2 with charge, and wherever it attacks, play a depth charge. That is a pretty nice aggro unit here.
Yeah, this is, I think, Jez is in a good spot, I think, with this draw that they have. I mean, granted, a 5 cost Mandevilla is probably not fantastic, but I mean, you could just pitch that to kill, to kill the Passionate Stonehammer if need be.
We're going to see Stonehammer here. That's going to plunder away, try to get a little bit, smooth out some of the power here for jolterz. Although that's a little bit surprising. jolterz already has 3 power, a 4th in hand. I wonder what jolterz really wanted that 5th power right here for. Yeah, auto tread's a clean way to get rid of a Stonehammer as well. That's about as clean as you can get right there. Discard a card, turn any card in your hand into a removal spell, pick off the Stonehammer, make auto tread a 2/2. jolterz's going to draw power number 6 there, so a little bit flooded now. They have Pillage, and they've got a Styre's Eyes, which aren't the most impactful cards in the deck. I mean, Styre's Eyes is a fine curve play, but it's not like you really want to play that on turn 4 or ramp into it. It's
Right.
just sort of a...
I think now that Jez is going to have Mandevilla up and it has a Defile. I mean, we're just in. I think Jez is just in such a good spot at this point.
Pillage going to take out the Houndmaster. That Houndmaster, that value engine, just spitting out 4/4s can be too much. So jolterz not going to let that happen. And now, really flooded another power off the top. So he's going to try to scout. Going to get that Justice Sigil and scout. They're going to see a Pillage here. I mean, you can keep that to take care of this auto tread, assuming that Jez doesn't go all in, but you might have to keep it for that, but it's also not really changing much. It's not getting you ahead at all.
So they bottomed that? Is that what I saw?
Yeah, I believe they bottomed it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, having 7 power is probably not really where jolterz wants to be.
Here comes that Mandevilla. That's going to take care of the Styre's Eyes and open the door. jolterz has nothing going on. All right. Well, an Oni Hybrid is something. It's a 5/3 flyer. Does jolterz have any weapons to get back, though?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. So just a 5/3 flyer for 4, which isn't good, but it's a unit out there that can tussle. But another Mandevilla from Jez says get rid of that. Yeah, Mandevilla's so good.
Ugh.
Power number 8 for jolterz off the top with the painting. Yeah. Sometimes you flood out.
And the blueprint is going to be kind of is yet another piece of removal that Jez is going to have,
Yeah.
because it'll spit out a 4/2 weapon. And
That's right. Second copy of Watchwing support, so that'll put some
yep.
triggers, but you need more than triggers. You're going to need something to do with it. So jolterz going to drop that one. jez2718 going to tie things up at 1 game apiece with their Stone Scar Moon deck. Let's switch over so you can get a closer look here at jez2718's deck. Got that pulled up on screen now.
Yeah, so we didn't actually see League Explorer do what it's really supposed to do,
Right.
like with its depth charges. And I have wondered if depth charge is actually going to get a nerf at some point, because it just seems to me like when I've faced it, I'm always like, holy cow, two damage for each depth charge. I mean, it packs a punch.
It sure
It
does,
is.
yeah. And we saw that in Throne the last couple tournaments, how powerful that can be and just how much ridiculous damage that can do.
Yeah. So I've been thinking like, okay, well, what could they do? I mean, make it 1 damage maybe.
Yeah, maybe. There's some
Make League
options, but
Explorer have 2 pips to it instead of just 1 influence. Or maybe it doesn't need to change at all. I
yeah,
don't
maybe
know.
it doesn't. All right, looking here now for game 3. Players tied up at 1 game apiece. jolterz deciding to keep here. 4 power. You got a Stonehammer and a Valkyrie and an Oni hybrid.
I feel like those aren't the most impactful of units, but maybe they're
Yeah,
fine.
this may just be a playable cards and power keep. I
Yeah.
mean, you can always turn Stonehammer into something. We'll have to see if after that flood, jolterz has a short memory or goes to plunder away one of these power right off the bat. Well, now with that extra power, you
Yeah,
might want to
I think so.
get rid of one of those Justice Sigils. There you go. Good job, jolterz.
We called it. Nice. But Jez's hand looks pretty stacked. I mean,
Sure does.
auto
Vinegrafter,
tread.
removal, auto tread. Got a Sanguine Reaper and a Mandevella for the top end. Pretty strong.
And you just get rid of the Reaper? Oh no. Okay, so they got rid of the Bella. Okay.
Gonna pitch the Mandevella. I mean, Mandevella's gonna get rid of your unit one way or the other, either by itself or being
Right.
pitched auto tread.
See, I wonder if Flash Fry on auto tread would have been the
Yeah, I was considering
move
that
there.
too, but I don't think Jez is gonna go all in. So you can always do that next turn, I think. But yeah, it's true. It'd be nice if jolterz could get an attachment and just snipe this Glen out of the way. I guess you don't even really need to. It's already a 1/3, but just not giving Jez a chance. Always take a free kill when you can get it, right?
Right.
All right. Ataxius off the top to warp. They can play two spells this turn. Can warp Cataxius and then flash fry. Also can flash fry the Vinegrafter, right? Because it doesn't care about the regen.
Right.
So jolterz playing a little bit of the control deck this time around. And I think that's one of the credit to the Valkyrie's deck. One of the things is that it can play a little bit of both sides, right? It can play the aggro deck, which we've seen, but it also has some of the spells to be able to go into the mid-range game, and if it needs to sit back and play some removal, it can do that. All right, Watchwing support going to get warped first. And then there's also a Silver Slicer, and jolterz has the next power, can also warp the Silver Slicer as well, and that will give it quick draw. That'll be a 3-4 quick draw off the top here. Can't take out the Impending Doom, but I can take out the Auto Tread
Yeah,
cleanly.
yeah.
And that really helps your Cataxius too. Oh, it
Oh,
can. How
it
did
did. How did that happen? Oh, how did that happen? What happened there?
Oh, is it the? Oh, it's the Watchwing supports. Maybe I missed how that got bigger. I guess the Watchwing support maybe hit it, but yeah, now it's a 5-4. Sorry, chat, if you
Okay.
missed why that happened.
Yeah, we must have zoned out.
Or maybe it was we didn't see the trigger off of the first one, off of the warped Watchwing support, then changed it. Maybe it didn't change it on the top. We couldn't see it in the warp, so it said 3-2, but it got the +2/+2 from the Watchwing support. Either way, 5-power quick draw weapon is a pretty good weapon to have. I mean, you probably just chump block here, yeah. You're just gonna kill it with the weapon next turn, so.
This is interesting. It's kind of been going back and forth, really. Jolterz look like they were perhaps under the gun, but that it switched.
This keeps quick draw. A 5-power quick draw relic weapon is really hard to deal with.
Yeah, that is huge.
And honestly, jolterz can sit back. If that ever goes away, jolterz has the hybrid here, the Oni hybrid. They can just sit back and get the weapon back if they want. Permanent stats, thanks courtesy of Eternal.
That is cool. Quick draw.
Quick draw attacking in, so this is interesting. Jolterz is a really interesting decision here because you lose the weapon, but like we said, you can get it back with Oni hybrid, so it might be worth jolterz just letting it die. You don't want to lose this unit. This unit is big.
So do they just flash ride this turn?
Yeah, flash fire or pillage might be better. Use up your power, pillage and treasure trove.
That's right. Flash ride. Okay.
I guess pillage can hit face, so you probably want to hold on to that.
I mean, you want to keep. What's the? I'm sorry, blanking on the Sinister Rumors, right? No, okay, I guess they're gonna play it.
It's gonna take out Defile. Interesting. I mean, that's a very aggressive play by jolterz, but I guess I like it. If you're gonna use it and then treasure trove into a Stairs Eyes here. Well, that's awkward. Now, this does not have quick draw, and it does have reckless, right?
It does have reckless.
Oh, but you can Crown Watch tactic. Okay. The Stairs Eyes can do Crown Watch tactic, so that's a way to do it. That's much better.
Oh, wow, nice, very nice.
And that's now going to do 14 if Jez doesn't want to chump block. Yeah, that's great play there. That's going to put Jez down to 7, a virtual 6 from the Impending Doom, virtual 3 from this pillage in hand. 4 now. All right, another Silver Slicer here. Yeah, actually, jolterz can just pillage then Silver Slicer and win.
Yep.
Warp that, pillage. That's going to deal 3. Silver Slicer with quick draw is going to do the rest, and that's going to be game. And jolterz is going to take the match 2-1 over jez2718. So well done, jolterz. Oh, this is only 6. I thought this still had the double attack. I'm sorry, but still same thing.
We got
6, but same thing. Well done, jolterz. Let's bring it back to the booth, everyone.